Hi everyone. I really hope you can see me because I just had a heck of a hike, and I can't see anything through that viewfinder, and I'm taking a risk. So, this doesn't happen often, but right now everything out here in the mountains and high up in the forest, it's really green and lush and dense with trees and brush and grass and wildflowers. I mean, it's way taller than me and it's super thick. And there were a few times when I was hiking that I got all scared. I felt like something was watching me, and well, sure enough, something could be. There's mountain lions, bears, snakes, there's everything around here, and there's signs posted up too. So it's not my imagination, but do you ever get that feeling when you're out, hiking in the forest or somewhere that you're being watched? And it's a little bit unnerving, isn't it? It was for me. There were a few times that I kept looking around and looking to my shoulder and hearing things in the brush right next to me. Whew. So, this kind of reminded me of, I was thinking about, all sorts of excuse me, all sorts of things, which is why I go on my hike alone, so I can be undistracted and have thoughts and messages and meditate and all sorts of things. I was thinking this is somewhat like the healing path, where you're going on your path and something comes out in front of you. You get scared, you want to turn back, you want to stop what you're doing, or you're paralyzed with fear, you don't know which way to go, you don't know what to do. Do you keep going? Do you turn around? What do you do? That's what hiking in this forest reminded me today of many times when, and I'm sure there will be times to come like that too. And what prompted me to think about that was a little story I want to share with you. This is, a big story for me. I hadn't thought about it in the way I did today. I haven't verbalized it to anyone. You're the only person that I'm telling this. That my last hospitalization and flare-up was exactly 2 years ago, in June of 2014. And, well, it started in May, but I ended up in the hospital in June because I kept putting off going, like I do. Because my history is I never go to the hospital for just a short visit, It doesn't usually work that way for me and my past experiences. So I do everything I can to avoid it, to delay it, and hopefully, not have to do it. But in truth, I've been in the hospital, I'm going to tally it up, I'd say over 20, 25 times. And some longer stays. I think the longest stay was a month and a half, which is a pretty long time. Or it could have been almost 2 months, actually. So but in that time I transferred hospitals, so I was at one hospital most of the time and then another part of the time. So anyway, I think there's a bug crawling on the camera. Well, I am out here, so it might happen. But if you see anything coming up behind me, let me know. So I was thinking about this as I was hiking up, and it was strenuous today. It's very, very hot out. It's about 95 degrees Fahrenheit right now. And maybe 90. It's down to 90. But between 90 and 95 degrees Fahrenheit. super dry, super dry. And I've said before, the hotter it is, the better I feel. I'm just not a cold weather person. I don't like winter. I don't even like autumn or fall. I'm a spring, summer girl. I wish I lived in a location where it was spring, summer, spring, summer, spring, summer. Okay, maybe a little bit of early autumn and that's it. Maybe like a week and that's it. Yeah, I don't feel good in cold. I don't thrive in the cold. It's not for me at this point in my life. There's been some women that's told me once I get older, I'll probably welcome and enjoy the cold. You know, I don't know about that. I just know I don't love that. And here comes someone. Hi. Can you see my camera?
I do. That's why I need to go behind
it. Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
No problem.
I wish you could film me. I wish someone would film me so I'm certain that I'm getting into the camera. But moving on. So yeah, when I was hiking up today, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I really, I can't believe how far I've come on this path to Wellville. I mean, it's been a long road, and you know, I'm at a certain point in Wellville, and I want to get to another location in Wellville. You know, I don't stop here. There's always improvement to be made with anything, and especially for me, you know, I admit that. But, like, for example, 2 years ago, I lost the ability to walk for about 4 months on and off. Oh my gosh. I tell you, that was one of the scariest things. I mean, amongst everything else that was going on, because a friend was helping me out, and he, although he was helping me out, he wasn't around me much, you know, so I was physically alone a lot, most of the time. And, and so that was terrifying at times when I got into situations where, you know, I was in a serious flare-up at the time too. What does that mean to you? It means I have urgent, very urgent bathroom needs, at least 25 to 30, sometimes more than that times a day. Now you combine that with not being able to walk, yeah, you can imagine there were some really difficult and unpleasant situations. And I crawled a lot. And he got me, you know, an office chair with the rollers on the bottom. And no big arms, so I wouldn't be stuck in it. You know, it was a very small, and I'm a petite person anyway. But, so it was a minimalist type of chair that I could get in and out of easily. Or if I fell out of, you know, that would be easy too, which I did. And so I had tremendous swelling of my knees and my ankles and my feet. I mean, I've never seen anything like this before. They were huge. And, you know, I was working with Dr. Morse directly, and we were doing what we knew to help, but the swelling wouldn't go down. The pain wouldn't decrease. Now, I will admit to you, I didn't go on any narcotic pain management pills, because I've been on those in the past, and first off, they make me just wacky and crazy and out of it, even when I snap them in half or a quarter, because I'm very sensitive to all of that. And being by myself physically for most of the time and being wacky and not being able to walk and in a flare-up and that whole combination didn't seem like a good plan to me, okay? There's another element of, you know, being so out of it, I couldn't manage my situation, so I didn't take that. I did try, you know, the over-the-counter pain medication, didn't touch it. And I literally couldn't sleep at night. I sometimes got an hour of sleep, and between having to run to the bathroom and the amount of excruciating pain, I would literally be crying all night long and praying either to have the pain gone or me gone, because I couldn't take it any longer. And you know, it got to the point where I wasn't eating at all, and my flare-up was bad. My pain was on a scale of 1 to 10 and 11, 10 being the worst. And I figured at this time this was probably it for me. And the friend who was helping me out was, you know, having a hard time emotionally with all this and really wanted to bring in hospice. At this point, when I was now really not getting out of bed much and very, very weak, and I didn't want hospice to come in because, you know, although I don't know exactly what they would have done, they like to, I just didn't want any drugs, and if I were leaving, I didn't want to go out that way. I just wanted to go out as naturally, and even if it was, you know, pain and all that, that's how I wanted to go. Because I know from having been there before, I don't want to go into details about that right now, but over on the other side before, I know it's best when you leave to be as clear and unfuzzy and as conscious and with yourself and knowing where you are and what's happening as possible. It's really best to cross over like that for a variety of reasons. So I didn't want to do that. Well, one time, you know, I got to the point where my thoughts weren't good at all. I was in a dark, dark place, and I didn't know what to do. But ultimately, I came up with an idea to get some CBD oil, cannabinoids, from the cannabis plant. It's low THC but high cannabinoids, and is really good for pain management. And I got hold of some of that, and I put it under my tongue, and that's what started